When you load Excel, it starts off with your welcome screen, and you have templates that you can make selections from. We'll start off with a blank workbook. Now in a workbook you have a default number of 1 worksheet, but you can add more sheets by pressing this plus button depending on your requirement. Like in any Microsoft Office application, you have the ribbon and you have menus like your home menu, insert menu, page layout, formula menu. Now within each of these menus you have groups, like under the page layout you have your themes, you have your page setup group, you have scale to fit, and on and on. If you click the file menu, it takes you to what's called the backstage view, which allows you to do personalizations, check settings, options that you can set concerning your workbook or worksheet. It also allows you to check out your account. If you are on a subscription, Office subscription, you can check out your account and various settings. Then you can also check under the info option here. You can protect your workbook, alright, set passwords. If you don't want others to have access to it, you can create a read-only, or you can allow them open the worksheet, but only to be able to make limited corrections, all based on security. You can inspect workbook for compatibility. If you are using a newer version, you want to ensure that if somebody is using an older version, has to open your workbook or worksheet, alright, the features are still retained. So all these are just various settings you can make underneath the file tab. Then going back to your screen, you have what's called the name box, which is this box to the left section here, and next to it you have your formula bar made up of 3 buttons: the cancel, the enter, and the function button. On your screen itself, your work screen, there's a button here which is the select all. Now when you load a worksheet, this worksheet is quite large, alright. All these are cells. A cell basically is just an intersection of a column and a row. You have column headings which are in alphabets, like your A, B, C, D. All these are column headings. Now clicking on a column heading ensures that you select all the cells under that particular column. That's from the first cell to the last cell on that particular column. Then clicking on a row heading, alright, enables you to select all the cells on that particular row. Now, how large is this worksheet? Presently in this worksheet you have 268,435,456 cells here. How does that come about? Starting from row 1, you are able to go down to row 1,048,576 rows. Then also starting from column A, you actually have 16,000. Nope, the older version has 16,000, but these newer ones, alright, okay, you have 16,384 columns starting from A. And when you get to Z, column Z, it starts from AA, AB. When it gets to AZ, it starts from BA, like that, giving you 16,385 columns. So you find that it's quite large. Here you can zoom your worksheet in or out, changing the zoom level, and it shows you the percentage here. You have what's called the status bar, which is at the bottom here. You see there is a signal here saying ready. That means it's ready to receive information, alright, in that particular cell. Now whenever you click on a cell, like in this case I'm clicking on cell F7, which is the intersection between column F and row 7, it always shows in your name box. Whatever cell you've selected shows in your name box. So if I click on another cell, alright, I'm presently in cell D8, which tells me I'm on column D and on row 8. Now if I click and drag a number of cells. This is called a range, this selection I've made. Now what happens is, from the first cell that you click on, that is the cell that is active and is recognized in your name box. So in this case we have E6 is the active cell, right, despite the fact that I've selected a range. So normally you work in only one cell at a given time. You can, however, press your tab. By pressing your tab button on your keyboard, you can move around that selection without necessarily clicking outside. Now by the time you tab and you get to the end, the last cell on the bottom right, if you tab again, it takes you to the beginning to start all over. So these are simple ways you can move within a range of cells. So this is the layout of your Excel. Within the column headings, if you put your arrow in between, alright, you see it changes to a double-headed arrow. Here it enables you to enlarge the width of that column, and as you are enlarging it, you are seeing the measurement there. It's telling you the present width is 20.71, and that's 150 pixels, right? Actually point that, and 20.71 points translated to 150 pixels. You can also do the same for a row height. Clicking in between, you click and drag, and it tells you how high that row is. So you can increase a row height, and you can also increase a column width. Note, columns have width, rows have height.